This is the most beautiful and also the simplest African print top that I've ever made, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make one for yourself. Hi guys, my name is Tariro and this is the African Print channel where we do all things African print, and today's project is going to be of this top. So if you want to know how I made this top, then just keep on watching. All in all, I had 2 yards of this African print fabric, and then I just folded it like that, and then so I used a simple off-shoulder top to trace the pattern. Then I just went on and then I marked the underarms using a chalk, and then I connected those 2 lines with the ruler. So I used a ruler so that I can get a straight line. Then I just went ahead and then I cut that shape out. So after cutting, I turned it inside out, and then I went on one edge because that is the edge which was open, and then I just put those little pegs to hold it down before I went on to sew it on the sewing machine. And then I took it to the sewing machine where I sewed down the edges together. So even if the other side was not open, I like to just sew it so that I can get 2 seams on either side of the top. So for the arms, that is the measurement that I used, and so I had these 2 pieces of fabrics, and then I took my top for the bodies, for the center piece, and then I went on to the arm and I used it to trace out and circle the underarm. Then I used the other sleeve to also cut the shape on the other sleeve. So those were my 2 sleeves right there. Then I now opened up my sleeve and then I took a tape measure. Then I started to mark about 8 inches down. I probably should have made it about 10 inches. But then that's okay because of the design of the sleeve. So this is where we are going to put a little fabric strip where we are going to put the elastic. So that is the 2 fabric strips there, and there I was preparing the fabric strip that I was going to insert inside the sleeve. I folded both edges inwards and then I ironed. I also did this for the other fabric strip. Then after that I went back to my sleeve and then I put that fabric strip where I just marked with that chalk about 9 inches from the top of the sleeve, and then I just put pins to hold it down. Then I did the same thing for the other sleeve. And then I now went on to sew that fabric strip down. So there I was basically done sewing that fabric strip, and then I also did the same thing for the other sleeve. So after that I now folded my sleeve like that, with the right sides inside, and then I put pins on the edge, and then I went ahead and then I sewed my sleeves shut. So you need to remember that you not to sew on that little portion with the fabric strip, because we are going to need to insert the elastic through there. So you sew down from the top up to where there is the fabric strip, and then you leave that part open, and then you now go back and then sew down the rest of the sleeve. So with my sleeves now sewn together, I now went back to my two fabric pieces, the middle portion and the sleeves, and then I started to attach the sleeves. Then I just used the clothespins to hold it in place before sewing. And after that I went ahead and then I sewed it on the sewing machine. So after sewing both sleeves, I now went back again with a zigzag stitch. So at that point the top was almost done. Then I went to the top part because I'm going to be putting in an elastic on the shoulders. Then I folded in about 1 centimeter down, and then I just ironed right round on that top part. And then after that I now folded over again about 1 inch going down. And then so at that point while I was ironing, I was also putting those clothes pegs to hold it down in place, because I'm going to go and sew it down. And there I was now just sewing it. So this is going to be the encasing for our elastic on the top part of the shoulders. So there I was basically done with all the sewing. Then now I started to insert my elastic, and there I am using a pen refill. So you can also use a safety pin for this. I pinned the elastic together. I used a smaller elastic band for the sleeves, and then for this I used a safety pin, because the part that I am going to be putting the elastic is very short. So remember that when you put in your elastic, you need to pin it down there so that it does not get lost inside. And then when the elastic emerges on the other end, I would just put a pin. Then I also did the same for the other sleeve. And then I went ahead and I sewed that elastic in place and closed that part of the sleeve. Then I also went ahead and I joined the elastic on the top. So I have to sew it several times, and then I sew that gap that I used to insert the elastic as well. And that is all for this top, you guys. So you still need to hem down the sleeves and the lower part of the bottom of the top. So thank you so much for watching this video, guys, and I hope you enjoyed. So as for the hat, as for the cap, I'm going to put in links to 2 videos that you can check out if you're interested in seeing how to make that cap. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.